Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. So, today is install the beacon day on my Kyosho Blizzard FR body. And this is the beacon I picked up from Banggood. I think it was about $5. Anyways, I got it a few months back. Had no idea what I was going to do with it when I got it. Originally I thought, oh, I'll throw it on the deadbolt. Oh wait, that thing gets bashed too hard. And I didn't want to destroy it, right? So, anyways, of course, I got the Kyosho Blizzard and for Christmas, and I thought, hey, that looks like a good idea, because they give you this fake one, which really sucks. I pulled all the tape off actually, because yeah, it was cheap taping job. Now you could use an LED in this thing, you know, and just put a flasher LED in, no big deal, because that was my original thought. And but then I thought, well, I got this thing. You know, why not use it, right? And anyway, to get this thing installed, it's going to be very tedious. The holes weren't drilled all the way through, which you really need them to be drilled all the way through, and threaded, of course, because they do come with screws and nuts, and the screws do thread into the body. But you're going to need something like a dental pick type of deal that's going to be fat enough that it can actually come to the exact diameter. And there's already a hole pre-made in the body already, because of a clip that holds that little square plate in place that they put in, right? And that's a bugger to get out too. So be careful so you don't break your body. But I had to use the dental pick and twist and pull and prod at it, and oh, it was a pain in the neck. But I got it out. So anyway, you're going to need to have, obviously, the dental pick, because it's got to go through the center of the hole of the base, and you're going to have to go through the center and get everything lined up. Then you're going to need basically a sewing needle, a fat one, like this, that's going to end up being the same diameter as the threaded holes, and it just needs to protrude a little bit so you can get your marks in place for drilling. Okay. Once you do that, you're going to need a second person to help out. They're going to have to hold this. So my wife helped me out with this, and I had to sneak in here with the needle. Now, the needle has to be heated as hot as you can get it. So I've got this little butane torch thingy that works great, because you got to melt the Lexan, right? So without screwing it up. So you're in and out pretty quick, and you got to reheat it for each hole. Okay, get those marks made. Then you're going to need a drill bit, of course. I started out with this little small 1/16. Got that main hole done. Then I had to go the next size up, to end up getting the right sized hole. It's actually a little bit bigger than the threads of the screw, but it's okay. Now what I did is I put the nuts on the back of the screws. So I put the nuts right into the screws, and I was fine doing it that way. And that gives it kind of like a backer, like a washer, right? And because they're now showing through, it's like, oh good, they're screwed in all the way tight, right? So all in there, and the nuts are there. It's hard to see them, but they are there. And that's going to hold it firmly in place. Because this is not generally a vehicle you're going to beat the snot out of and flip it, unless you're going for a brushless setup, which some guys have done. Now, the sneaky part, how do we get the wire out of that connector? You got to pull the connector off, and those are tricky, because you got to kind of pull up on these little locking tabs and push the connector at the same time without damaging it. So there's a reason why I keep wires around from dead servos, plus I buy servo extensions, Y adapters, just in case I mess up something. If you mess up these connectors really bad, you can take a set from another one, solder them on, or crimp them in place, whatever you have to do to get them to work. Because I'm plugging into my receiver box with this on the Blizzard, and I've already run a wire off of channel 5. Now the Blizzard is a 4-channel machine with a 6-channel receiver, so you have channels 5 and 6 open to supply power to lights or whatever else, right? And so the other thing too with that, let me show you. I'm going to have to zoom out for this part. Sorry about that. Zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. Okay, so when you're going to route your wires, route them to the back side of the Blizzard. This way, if you have to use a longer wire than this, which I may have to, I can put another one on there. I can also put a Y adapter off there too if I want, and that'll allow me to put more lights on. Because you can run a few lights without any problems off of one channel. It does supply enough power. I've done this many times. My deadbolt is full of wires, you know, and so I'm drawing a lot of LEDs even off one channel out of my deadbolt, so it's all good. Never had any problems. So, but you got to get that off because you got to feed these back through, and things can get a little tricky this way. So you might want to spread the wires a little bit more, and you're going to have to feed one wire at a time back into the hole. You got to be careful that you don't, you know, smash these things up. So don't be rough with these wires. But now my holes were not drilled all the way through or threaded all the way through, so I had to finish drilling them all the way through my base unit and then force rethread it with its own screws. So I didn't have a tap for that. So, but now that's what it's going to look like fully installed. So now we need to connect these wires back up. And to do that, I have a wire. Now, I would say take a picture if you don't have extra wires, because you got to get this plug set up exactly identical. Okay, so we got brown on the outside, and you also got to look at where the pressure clip is on the top, and it's going to go to the top. Okay, so that one's now in. I may actually have to put that. Oh, okay, that's good. I'll have to push back down on that one. So our next wire is red. Now, I would have showed you the rest of the process, but it was a little tedious, and it's my first time ever doing something this small, and it had my nerves on edge a little bit doing it. So it's like you only get one chance to do this. Now, why is that not going in right? That's the right direction up. I have to pull up on this a little bit, I think. Like I said, this can be a little tedious. You don't want to bust the connector. Oh, there it goes. And the last one. Now, I'll just push these in. Pop the tabs back down here. Now, I gotta get this one to go a little more forward. There we go. So now that those are all in, if you have any of these plastic pieces still sticking up, I don't know how much of this you can see, but you gotta push them just back down a little bit, and you're good to go. Now, you can actually glue this plastic piece on here if you want to. It does sit in there fairly snug, and like I said, the Blizzard's not something you're going to beat the snot out of. And besides, if you ever blow that up, you're going to want to replace it, so without destroying your vehicle to do it. So, let's just zoom out, and we'll hook this sucker up and see how she looks. This is going to be sick at night too. Okay, so that goes on. Now I am going to have to do some routing of this wire because I want to tack it in place. So I may even have to put another small servo extension wire on there, just so I can get the canopy on and off without a hassle. Now, brown is actually black. Nice. That's pretty sick. There we go. Let's turn the light off here. That looks awesome. I love that. Now this is a programmable light too, by the way. And so you can program different strobe effects on it. But yeah, that's pretty sick. So I think I'm going to go with another servo extension wire because, like I said, I want to tack this in place, and I still want to have room to get off the canopy without messing with stuff. So here's our collection of wires here. Oh, there's another one. So match it up. That gives me a lot more. Now this go like this. And of course, by routing everything to the back, all this can just sit back there without any difficulties. And nothing's going to get hurt either. There we go. Voila! There you go. So, works great. Looks awesome. I love that. So, my next project, of course, when I can get it ordered, is I'm going to get an LED light bar that's going to go across the top of this, so I can do night driving videos. And of course, I got my drivers that actually sit inside here as well, so that's awesome. And those are from, that unit is from my Piston Bully 600. It fits in there great, so that works. And it's only pressure fit in, so I can take it in and out, and I'm all good. So yeah, so that's pretty alright, guys. So let me know what you think. It was very interesting doing this, and it's all pro, because I wanted pro look, eh? You know, that's the thing. And this is a sick little light, so. And they got different color lenses too. If you don't like blue, they got like other colors too that work great. So anyways, catch you later. Thanks for watching.